Once, in a quiet and picturesque land called Arya Province, there lived an elderly woodcutter named Hari. He was known for his serene demeanor and his wise, thought-provoking words. Though he lived a life of poverty, gathering wood from the forest to sell in the village market, Hari found peace and simplicity. However, what set him apart from others was not just his wisdom, but also the stunning black stallion he owned. This horse was unlike any other in the region, a creature of unmatched grace and strength, admired by all who saw it. Even King Virat, the ruler of Arya Province, coveted the horse. Wealthy merchants, noblemen, and even the king himself had tried to purchase the stallion, offering vast sums of gold, lands, and titles. But Hari refused every offer. His response was always the same. "This stallion is not a possession. It is a part of my family. How can I sell a family member for wealth? That would betray the bond we share." One morning, when Hari went to check on the stallion, he found the stable empty. The horse was gone. Hari searched the surrounding forests, calling out for his companion, but the stallion was nowhere to be found. Distressed but composed, Hari returned to his village, where the news of the missing horse quickly spread. Villagers gathered outside his humble home, shaking their heads in pity and mockery. "We warned you, Hari," they said. "You're just a poor woodcutter. How could you protect such a valuable horse? If you had sold it to the king, you'd be living in comfort now instead of suffering this loss." Hari listened calmly and replied, "The only truth at this moment is that the horse is not in the stable. Whether this is a misfortune or a blessing, I cannot say. Only time will tell." The villagers were baffled by his response but left him alone. Days turned into weeks, and Hari continued his daily routine, unbothered by the gossip and speculation. Then one evening, something extraordinary happened. The black stallion returned, but it wasn't alone. To everyone's amazement, it had brought back a herd of 12 wild horses. These horses, as magnificent as Hari's stallion, now grazed peacefully near his home. The news spread like wildfire, and the villagers rushed to Hari's house once again, this time with joy and congratulations. "Hari, you were right all along," they exclaimed. "Losing the stallion wasn't a misfortune. It was a blessing in disguise. Now you have 13 horses, and you'll become wealthy as a horse trader." But Hari remained as composed as ever. "The only truth now," he said, "is that the stallion has returned with 12 others. Whether this is a blessing or a curse, I cannot say. Time will reveal what it means." Hari's only son, Rajan, began training the wild horses. As the days passed, Rajan grew confident, believing he could tame the entire herd. But on the third day of training, disaster struck. One of the horses bucked violently, throwing Rajan to the ground. He landed hard, breaking his leg. The injury was severe, and the village healer warned that Rajan might never walk properly again. The villagers, hearing of the accident, returned to Hari's home, their faces filled with pity. "What terrible luck," they said. "These wild horses have brought nothing but trouble. Now your only son is crippled, and his future is ruined. How will he work? How will he marry? This is truly a curse." Hari listened quietly, then said, "The truth is that my son has broken his leg. Whether this is good or bad, I do not know. Time will tell." A few weeks later, neighboring armies invaded Arya Province. King Virat, desperate to defend his kingdom, issued a decree that all able-bodied young men must join the army. Soldiers came to every village, taking sons from their families to fight in the war. The villagers, now filled with grief, watched their children march off, uncertain if they would ever return. Rajan, however, was spared from conscription because of his broken leg. Once again, the villagers gathered at Hari's home, this time with tears in their eyes. "Hari, you were right again," they said. "Your son's injury, which seemed like a curse, has turned out to be a blessing. Our sons are gone, and we don't know if they'll survive, but your son is safe at home." Hari nodded gently and said, "The truth is that your sons have gone to serve the kingdom, and my son remains here. Whether this is a blessing or a curse, no one can know yet. You suffer because you rush to judge every event as good or bad. Life is a vast story, like a book. How can you judge the entire book by reading just one page?" The villagers listened in silence as Hari continued. "Do not let yourselves be consumed by fleeting events. Life's true beauty lies in the present moment. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your peace of mind. Let go of judgment, for it only leads to unnecessary suffering. True happiness comes from living in harmony with the present and doing your work with sincerity. Pay no mind to the opinions of others, whether they praise you or criticize you. Stay grounded, and you will find contentment." From that day on, the villagers began to see life through Hari's perspective. They learned to embrace its unpredictability, finding peace in the present moment and trusting that time would reveal the true meaning of every event. Hari's wisdom became a guiding light for the entire village, reminding them that life's journey is far more important than the labels we attach to its twists and turns.